Bhogaji, you are on mute. Now we are able to hear you. Yes, yes.
I've been chanting everything on mute. Okay. Adhyatana Panchangam, September 13th, 2025. Vishwavasanama Samvatsare Dakshinayine Varsharatau Bhadrapadamase Krishna Pakshe Saptami Titihi till evening 7:34 p.m. followed by Ashtami Titihi. Sthiravasaraha Rohini Nakshatram till 11:11 p.m. Followed by Mrigashirsham. Vajra Yoga till 10:05 followed by Siddhi Yoga. The Tithi is ending a little sooner, so we have 4 Karanams. The earlier one just ending now by 8:41, Vishti Karanam. Then Bhava Karanam coinciding with the ending of the Tithi, 7:34 p.m. Then Balava Karanam till just before sunrise tomorrow, so it is still there. And so the 4th Karanam, few hours into tomorrow through sunrise, followed by that. So Vishti, Bhava, Balava, Kaulava, 4 Karanams today. Sarvebhyah Suprabhatam. And
Suprabhatam.
Suprabhatam Madhya. So we did till 98th Sarga, 97 and 98 last time. Today 99th Sarga. Atha Ekonashatatama Sargah.
Atha Ekonashatatama Sargah.
Rama Samagamah.
Rama Samagamah.
Nivishtāyam tu Senāyam.
Nivishtāyam tu Senāyam.
Utsuko Bharatastada.
Utsuko Bharatastada.
Jagama Bhrataram Drashtum.
Jagama Bhrataram Drashtum.
Shatrughnamanudharshayan.
Shatrughnamanudharshayan.
So, Nivishtāyam tu Senāyam, after sort of setting up the Sena, after arranging the Sena to stay, there, to stay in their respective places and not to move forward. So, Nivishtāyam. Nivishtāyam tu Senāyam. Utsukaha Bharataha tada, the very eager Bharata, eager to find Rama, enthusiastic Bharata, to find out Rama, to locate Rama. Bhrataram drashtum, in order to see his brother, who in this case Shatrughna. He sent Shatrughna also. So Shatrughnam anudarshayan, by sort of following Shatrughna and together to locate Rama. Shatrughnam anudarshayan jagama. He went out. And also then Rishim Vasishtam Sandishya.
Rishim Vasishtham Sandishya.
Matrurume Shighramanaya.
Matrume Shighramanaya.
Iti tvaritamagre saha.
Iti tvaritamagre saha.
Jagama Guruvatsalaha.
Jagama Guruvatsalaha.
So Guruvatsalaha, beloved of the teacher, or one who is fond of his Guru, such Bharata. Vasishtam Rishim Sandishya, he gave the Sandesha meaning a message, to his Guru, who is Rishi, who is Vasishtha, whose name is Vasishtha, by saying, Me Matruhu Shighram Anaya. Please bring my mother's. Bahuvachanam Dvitiya Vibhakti. Matruhu iti. Matuhu is of Mata. Mata apostrophe S. Shashti Ekavachanam. This is Matruh. Matrun, Matruhu. So bring my mother's. Shighram Anaya. Iti Tvaritam Agre Saha Jagama. And having given that message to Guru Vasishtha, he then hurried quickly to further go locate Sri Rama. Sumantrastvapi Shatrughnam.
Sumantrastvapi Shatrughnam.
अदूरातन्वपद्यत
अदूरादङ्गपत्यत
रामदर्शनजस्तर्शो
रामदर्शनजस्तर्शो
भरतस्येव तस्य च.
भरतस्येव तस्य च.
So just as Bharatasya iva tasya, just like of Bharata's eagerness to locate Rama, tasya cha, of him also, of whom Sumantraha api. Sumantraha api, Sumantraha tu api, but tu there is can be ignored. Sumantrastvapi Shatrugnam adurat anvapadyata, not adurat, not very far away. Anu apadyata means he also followed steps of Shatrughna, not very far, not very far away from. Why Ramadarshanajaha tarshaha? Tarsha is that happiness, that happiness to be able to finally locate Rama, because they've almost reached there. Now they just have to find which specific, GPS latitude, longitude, where Rama and all are situated. So Rama just tarsha, the tarsha that is born out of Jaha, born out of Ramadarshana. Ramadarshana just tarsha, Bharatasya eva tasya cha, Bharatasya iva tasya cha. गच्छन्नेवा तु भरतः
गच्छन्नेवातु भरतः
तापसालय संस्थिताम्
तापसालय संस्थितां
भ्रातुः पर्णकुटीं श्रीमान्
भ्रातृः पर्णकुटीं श्रीमान्
उटजं च ददर्शः.
कुट- नुटजं च ददर्शः
उटजं च.
कुटजं च ददर्शः.
So atha, then gacchanneva, as he was walking, Bharatah atha gachan eva, while he was continuing to move or continuing to walk to locate, Bharatah तापसालय संस्थितां भ्रातुः पर्णकुटीं उटजं च श्रीमान भरतः ददर्श. Shriman Bharata happened to see the Bhratuhu Parnakutim, the Parnakuti, the leaves cottage or hut of his brother Rama. Parnakutim Dadarsha, he happened to see. What kind of Parnakuti? Tapasalaya Samsthitam, the one which is situated, which is set up like Tapasalaya, like an alaya of tapasvis. So just like a Muni Rishi tapasvis ashram, so also this Parnakuti seemed like that. And then he realized, this must be our Rama's residence, Parnakuti. And what else did he see there? Utajam. Utaja is Utaja has multiple meanings, but in this context of Parnakuti, Utajam is another stage where all the Agnihotram, Puja, etc. will be conducted. So the Parnakuti is actual residence where you go inside and you will have rooms there. Outside that, there will be another Vedi where Homa, Agnihotram, etc. will be conducted. So that is Utaja. Bhratuhu tapasalaya samsthitam bhratuhu parnakutim utajam cha gacchanneva atha bharatah Sriman Bharatah dadarsha. That's how that sentence comes. So he has finally seen the Parnakutiram of his brother Rama. Shalayastvagratasthasyah agratas
शालायास्त्वग्रतस्तस्याः
शालायाः
शालायाः
or शालायास्तु
शालायास्तु
अग्रतस्तस्याः
अग्रतस्तस्याः
ददर्श भरतस्तदा
ददर्श भरतस्तदा
काष्ठानि चावभग्नानि
काष्ठानि चावभग्नानि
पुष्पाण्यप
पुष्पाण्युप
पुष्पाण्युपचितानि च
पुष्पाण्युपचितानि च.
पुष्पाणि उपचितानि च पुष्पाण्युपचितानि च. When I was reading this last night, I felt it is not easy. For going camping for 1 or 2 days is okay, but to decide to live there with no materials carried from home. When we go for camping, we carry everything with us. So it's okay. But you just went free, I mean, Rikta Hastam, we say, free hands, no suitcases, no bags, except his dhanu and tuni. He didn't carry anything else. So for such no preparation, how difficult it is. And that will be seen by what Bharata is observing. Shalayaha tu agrataha, of the shala, of the shala is building, of that hut, in front of the hut. Shalayastu agrataha. I mean, that means in the foreyard, not in the backyard, in the front yard. Agrataha, tasyaha shalayaha tu agrataha, tada bharataha dadarsha. Bharata happened to see. What all did he see? Kashtani cha avabhagnani. Kashtani is logs of wood. He found logs of wood that are avabhagnani, that are cut. That means daily Rama and Lakshmana would go out, cut some trees, locate some trees, cut them, bring some wood so that they can run the Agnihotram, run their fire for their own warmth and also for cooking, etc. So kashtani cha avabhagnani. So first thing, see how to locate that somebody is that this is an inhabited place versus uninhabited place. So the signals are like they first saw, the Sainyam saw from the far away saying, hey, there is some smoke coming up. It is not forest fire smoke. It is a human-made smoke. That means somebody is living there. Then as they came close by, now they saw cut fire log wood. So then they realized, somebody must be staying here because they're cutting wood. That means they're living here. So kashtani cha avabhagnani. Also pushpani upachitani cha. Flowers they have located. Normally if a flower falls below the tree versus flowers that are plucked and placed in some place. For example, even if we look at our mandara flower or any other flowers, hibiscus, mandara, when I say Telugu mandara, hibiscus. If it is cut, you will see the cut stem. Versus if the mandara fell on its own, if the flower fell on its own, then you won't see a cut thing there. So that is that upachitani. So they saw that flowers were deliberately cut from the tree and placed on this utaja, on this vedi. So then they know people are living here. There is a woman also who is plucking flowers. There is a man who is cutting the wood. So there is our brother and sister-in-law here. That's how he is located. Salakshmanasya Ramasya
स लक्ष्मणस्य रामस्य
Dadarshashramamiyushaha
ददर्श आश्रममीयुषः
Kritam Vruksheshvabhijnanam
कृतं वृक्षेष्वभिज्ञानं
Kushachirei Kvachit Kvachit.
कुशचिरे क्वचित् क्वचित्.
So Saha, there are two ways. One patha says Salakshmanasya. That means Ramasya, of Rama, whose adjective is Salakshmanaha, who is with Lakshmana always. Lakshmanasya, Salakshmanasya. Then there is another pathantra where you have this break. Saha Bharataha, Lakshmanasya, Ramasya, there should be a cha. I mean, the cha is missing here. So it might most probably be Salakshmanasya Ramasya. Dadarsha Ashramam Iyushaha. Of those two, they have located their ashrama. Bharata has located, has or happened to see and realize the ashramam. The Ramasya ashramam, Iyushaha ashramam dadarsha. Iyushaha has a specific meaning. Let's see.
E means to go, right?
Iyushaha, Gachan, something like that.
Is to E means to proceed or to go, right?
E gachati, E gamane. Eti, from there only eti.
Yeah, eti, yes.
Ashramam Iyushaha, Nadi Samipa Dishat Gamana Kartuhu.
Yoshit is Strilingi. Yusha, has it something to do with that?
No, that is Yosh. That is Yosha. Yoshita, Yoshi. But this is Iyushaha. Iyushaha is E is Gamanam, right?
Yes.
So then that is flowing, especially when they say the moving or flowing. Moving nearby what? Moving nearby a river. That is what is the implicit thing there. Let's see.
River? I think Yusha.
Iyushaha. So Iyushaha, Ashramam Iyushaha, Nadi Samipadi Deshat Gamana Kartuhu. So Lakshmanasya Ramasya cha Kritam Kushachiraihi Darbhaihi.
So ashram is near river. That is
what they have understood.
Ashram which is near to that flowing river.
Which is nearby a flowing water body. How? Because they say kvachit, here and there, kushachiraihi, by their that wooden rough clothes of that they drape around. That kushachiraihi kvachit abhijnanam vriksheshu kratam. As signs. For example, if they leave this Parnakuti and they go to cut some fire wood, and then they go to hunt some animal, they bring some flowers and they go to take bath. When they have to come back, they have to know their signs, right? Directions. Left here, Mathis Airport Parkway and Peachtree Parkway. Then that becomes Brookwood. We have signs today. But there in the forest, how? So what they do is they put some of their clothes here and there. So they know, now I see the cloth. From here we have to turn left. Otherwise, every tree will look the same. So Abhijnanam is science or identification. Vriksheshu kushachiraihi kvachit abhijnanam kratam. Done for identifications marked by hanging their clothes here and there, kvachit, here and there, on trees. That is what he has observed. So then he knows, these are identifications. That means they are living here. They're not just stuck here. They keep wandering, and here are the directions that I'm finding on a few trees here and there. That means they keep moving here. They're wandering, and they are able to live well. That's how he understands that. Dadarshachavane tasmin.
Dadarshachavane tasmin.
Mahatas sanchayan kritan.
Mahatas sanchayan kritan.
Mruganam mahishanam cha.
Mruganam mahishanam cha.
Karishaihi shita karanat.
Karishaihi shita karanat.
So imagine, as I'm reading these few slokas itself, I could imagine the pain. I cannot imagine to live, how hard it is. So for identifications, you have to mark some identifications. Then Bharataha dadarshacha vane, tasmin vane, mahataha sanchayan kritan. Mahataha is huge, big. Sanchaya is heap, or one place, one after another, a heap of kritan, a huge heap made of mruganam mahishanam cha karishaihi. Karisha is left out, excretion of, that means dung. Dung of Mahisha is bulls, buffaloes. Buffaloes and Mruganam. Mruga is deers. Deer's dung will be small, small balls, like goat balls we see in India. They will be smaller balls. And of the Mahisha, of the cow, it will be big, 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 what do you say? A big bulk of dung. That they bring, dry up and keep it so that you can burn it for two reasons. Shita Karanat, in their cold, when it is cold, you start by burning these dung materials with some log of wood so that it generates some heat, warmth.
Yeah,
So
perhaps,
heating.
perhaps people don't know cow dung does not smell offensive. I mean, I worked with so many times. My job in childhood was to purchase cow dung, and my mother used to make all these gauri that called as the dried and used for heating this copper vessel and it doesn't smell at all. I mean, people feel that, oh, cow dung. No, it doesn't smell at all. It's
no.
And in old houses, stable was just at the end of this kitchen. There was another room with stable with cows, and in that, so
Correct.
we never felt that it is smelly or offensive smell and all that.
Correct. See, for an ordinary human being, it's let's say a child as in just born child, who let's say was traditionally fed, which means mother's milk only fed, her or that child's excretion will not smell. But once we start feeding artificial food like Cerelac and then all this chemicals based food, even a child's excretion will smell. Similarly, a deshi cow, especially a cow, not a buffalo, a cow, especially if it is eating real grass as it should naturally eat and not fed with all these artificial pellets, etc., then it will be pure, I mean, perfect dung, pure, happily consumable dung. Vikram, you were wanting to say something. I just saw you on.
No, yes. I was also agreeing with the same thing.
Yeah.
Because now I've seen deshi cows especially they don't graze gently on everything. When they're left open, you see they'll only consume certain kind of herbs, some fresh grass. They don't eat any kasta.
Exactly.
So
Correct.
and then that's how that's why all the medicinal properties etc. are attached to it.
Correct.
And when it is burned, the whole environment will have a different kind of a smell, and it takes you back so many
Yeah.
years.
I've heard this story. If you remember Bogaji, Saptagiri, or colleague, was talking.
Yeah.
Saptagiri. He
Correct.
also had cows in the. He used to say the same thing. He says,
Correct.
I used to pick the cow dung in my village, then apply it on the floor, etc. There used to be no smell, but I can't do that in the city. Yes.
Yeah, in cities we used to apply this. I used to purchase dung every week, every 2 weeks,
Mhm.
and my mother never felt bad about anything. She
Yeah.
just to do this floor, cover the floor, and left over with the cow dung cake
Yeah.
or heating water in a copper vessel.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So yes. So you see a huge heap of. So they have stored so much of dried dung, cakes or whatever you call them, or balls, for their consumption as a storage. So महतः मृगाणां महिषाणां च करीशैः शीतकारणात् महतः सञ्चयान् कृतान् तस्मिन् वने ददर्श च. Bharata also saw this heap of karishah, the dung of both buffaloes and deers. Gachaneva mahabahuः
गच्छन्नेव महाबाहो
द्युतिमान् भरतस्तदा
श्रुतिमान् भरतस्तथा
शत्रुघ्नं चाब्रवीत् हृष्टः
शत्रुघ्नं चाब्रवीत् दृष्टं च
It becomes abravit hrishtah becomes abravit dhrishtaha, sandhi. So Shatrughnam chabravit dhrishtaha.
Abravit drishtaha. Chabravit
Abravit
drishtaha.
dhrishtaha tanamatsyanscha sarvashah.
Tanamatsyanscha sarvashah.
Uttamam. So, Gacchanneva, as he was further walking, as he first located the Parnashala and the Uttaja, then he saw various clothes on different trees here and there. Then he saw a pile of dung. So, Gacchanneva, as he was further walking, Gacchanneva Mahabahu, Dyutiman, he was glowing. Dyutiman Bharataha tada. Shatrughnam cha abravit. Then he looked around to looked behind for Shatrughna and he said to him, Hrishtaha, very heartily delighted. Hey, brother Shatrughna, looks like I found Rama's place. Like that, Hrishtaha. And not only to Shatrughna, Tan amatyanscha sarvashaha. He also looked around to all his secretaries and ministers behind that were trying to come with him. To all of them also, Bharata announced this. What did he say? Manye praptasmatam desham.
Manye praptasmatam desham.
Bharadvajo yam abravit.
Bharadvajoyam abravit.
Nati dure hi manyeham.
Nati durehi manyeham.
Nadim mandakini mitaha.
Nadim mandakini mitaha.
So he's saying this to Shatrughna and all others also, all other secretaries and ministers behind, saying, Manye, I believe, praptaha sma, I believe we seem to have reached tam desham, that place, yam Bharadvajaha abravit, that place which Bharadvaja has directed us to or has identified for us to go to. And he's saying, aham manye, I also believe, na ati dure, not very far away from here, nadim mandakinim itaha. Itaha na ati dure nadim mandakinim aham manye. So Bharadvaja gave two identifications. He will go and live here. Rama, you will find Rama in Chitrakuta Parvata near the Mandakini stream or river. So now they have to identify both. And so Bharadvaja is saying, I believe we found that place which Bharadvaja has mentioned, which is this Parvata, and I see the ashrama and all. But not only that, I believe, na ati dure, not very far from here, it must be in some walkable distance, the river Mandakini also. Why? Because he has seen the clothes dried and put there. Iyushaha. And that means he always thought that, okay, this must be nearby a path coming from the river, from where people walk and come. And so that is how they have analyzed. So a lot of inquisitiveness of location, of searching. Uchchair baddhani chirani.
Uchchair baddhani chirani.
Lakshmanena bhavedayam.
Lakshmanena bhavedayam.
Abhijnana krita pantha.
Abhignana krita panta.
Vikale gantumicchata.
Vikale gantumichchata.
So, Uchchaihi baddhani chirani. Their clothes, which are tied with very high, with very tall heights. In fact, I have seen this even in our muddy homes, where their madivastrani, they will have a wooden pole hung with two ropes as a horizontal bar, and on that and that bar will be very high, unlike other bars which you will locate for your normal towels, etc. But these Madivastrani will be hung at a very high height. And there you will put the Madivastram. So similarly, Uchchaihi Baddhani Chirani Lakshmanena Bhavet Ayam. So he's saying, hey, look at that. Those tall those clothes hung on very heights. I'm sure these are hung by Lakshmana to help Rama and Sita. Abhignana kritaha panthaha. Also, they are set, those clothes that I'm seeing on different trees here and there. Abhignana kritaha. They are marked, they are set up to be marked as identifications. Panthaha, for paths. In order not to get lost in the forest, they have put their clothes here and there as identifications. Vikale gantumichhata. Vikalaha. When you go at wrong times or at odd times. During daytime, it's okay. They can still try to locate. But let's say if in the evening, suddenly Sitaji says, oh, we ran out of water. Go get some water. Right? Then if he has to go and come back, these identification marks of their clothes will be of help. So Vikale Gantum Ichhata Lakshmanena Uchchaihi Baddhani Chirani Pantha Abhignana Kritaha Bhavit Ayam. Idam Chodatta Dantanam
Idam Choddat Dantana
Kunjaranam Tarasvinam
Kunjaranam Tarasvinam
Shaila Parshve Parikrantam
Shail Parsvek Parikrantam
Anyonyam Abhigarjatam.
Anyonyam Abhigarjatam.
So he's saying, Idam cha udatta dantanam. Dantanam, dantinaha is one who have dantas, who have tusks. That is elephants. Danti is elephant. Dantinaha is bahuvachanam prathama vibhakti. Dantanam, bahuvachanam shashti vibhakti. Of the elephants, udatta. Udatta swarita is high. Swarita, Anudatta, Udatta. Those are the three swaras. So Udatta is the top one, high. That means tall elephants, big elephants. Udatta Dantanam Kunjaranam, of the elephants who have very tall, big, high tusks. Tarasvinam. Tarasvinam is which keep moving, playing and all. Shaila Parshve, by the sides of the mountains or around the mountains. Parikrantam, which have definitely moved, wandered around the mountains, playing, breaking things, hitting things. Parikrantam, Anyonyam Abhigarjatam, playing with each other, with also making all various their sounds. I don't know what is an elephant sound is called. Like horse sound is shriek. Lion's sound is roar. Similarly, what is it called of elephant? Abhigarjatam. Garjanam is common for us, whether it is Simha Garjanam or Danti Garjanam. But so they have located by looking at the footprints on the ground. There must be some elephants also moving around here. Yam eva dhatum icchanti.
Emevadu
Yam eva dhatum icchanti.
Emevadhatumichanti
Tapasa satatam vane.
tapasa sadatam vane
Tasyasau drishyate dhumah.
tasyasau drishyate dhumah
Sankulah Krishna Vartmanah.
sankulah krishnavatmanah.
So yam tapasaha satatam vane adhatum icchanti. That which all these tapasas, that means all tapasvinaha, all the tapasvis in the forests, always satatam adhatum icchanti, like to set up and compile or consolidate and set up, tasya asau dhumaha Krishnavartmanah Sankulah Drishyate. Such smoke, such smoke which is like compiled together or which is brought together by several logs being burnt is seen here. That means this seems like a rishi's residence. That's how Bharata is trying to describe, or Valmiki is trying to describe for us. It is not just an ordinary home. It is so well maintained, like that of a tapasvi's home. So tapasaha yam satatam vane adhatum icchanti tasya krishnavartmanah sankulah dhumaha asau dhumaha drishyate. This smoke or that smoke, which is just not one small fire-based smoke, but sankulaha, it's coming from a big yajna kunda. So a big smoke is coming, which seems like what typically tapasaha in the forest would like to set up successfully. So such a smoke I can see here. Atraham purushavyaghram
Atraham Purusha Vyagram
Guru Samskara Karinam
Guru Samskara Karinam
Aryam Drakshami Samhrishtah
Aryam Drakshami Sankrishnam
Samhrishtah
Samhrishtaha
Maharshimiva Raghavam
Maharishi Ivaragamam
Maharshim Iva Raghavam.
Maharishim Ivaragamam
So Maharshimiva Raghavam.
Maharishim Ivaragamam.
So he finally saw after seeing. So that's the beauty. I mean, camera, you're seeing right first it started with far away trees, from far distant place, smoke. Then he located the ashrama. Then he located the Vedi. Then it turned around to trees. He was spanning around the trees. He saw some clothes here and there, some clothes. And then he saw a wet body. Then he saw a pile of dung. Then he saw some footprints of all of. So it is seeing, and finally zooming to where finally he saw Rama. Atra aham. Then he is telling this to Lakshmana, his Shatrughna and others. Atra aham. Here I, Purusha Vyaghram, tiger of men's, Purusha Vyaghram, Guru Samskara Karinam, one who is refined or he is trained by gurus or is coached, mentored by gurus, is Guru Samskara Karinam. There is another Pathantaram here, Guru Satkara Karinam, one who is also felicitated by gurus. Guru Satkara Karinam or Guru Samskara Karinam, Purusha Vyaghram, Aryam, that noble man, Aham Atra Drakshyami, I can see, I am able to see now. Samhrishtaha, so I am so heartened, hearty, I am so happy. And how do I see that Purusha Vyaghram? Who is that Purusha Vyaghra? Raghavam. Raghavam Drakshyami Maharshim Iva. Hare, he is looking like a Maharshi. Maharshi Raghava. Maharshim Raghavam Iva Maharshim Raghavam Drakshyami. I shall see, or I am able to see Rama, Raghava looking like a Maharshi because he is already trained, coached, mentored, felicitated by gurus. Such tiger of men and the noble one I can see here. I am so happy, I am so hearty, he's saying. Atha gatva muhurtam tu.
At gatva muhurtum cha.
Muhurtam cha. Oh, you see cha there, okay. In this Pathantaram I see tu. Atha
Oh,
gatva
sorry. Yeah, muhurtum tu. Yeah, muhurtum tu.
Chitrakutam sa Raghavaha.
चित्रकूटं स राघवः
मंदाकिनीम् अनुप्राप्तः
मन्दाकिनीम् अनुप्राप्तः
तं जनं चेदमब्रवीत्।
तं जनं च इदं अब्रवीत्।
अथ गत्वा, अथ चित्रकूटं गत्वा सः राघवः मंदाकिनीम् अनुप्राप्तः tam janam cha idam abravit. Then he moved a little further, Bharata moved a little further towards finally to the Chitrakuta, where he also saw Mandakinim Anupraptaha. He has almost reached Mandakini, and so tam the janam to his people, idam abravit. He said this to um, his people, saying, meaning first he located the place, residence, ashramam, and so he is announced that. Now he wanted to further confirm the second identification also, which is the Mandakini river, and so he located that also, and now he's saying further. Jagatyam Purushavyagraha
जगत्यां पुरुषव्याघ्राः
te virasane ratah.
ते वीरासने
So
रतः।
sorry, I think, no, let me split, not that way. Jagatyam Purushavyagraste, I think we cannot split it like that. Jagatyam Purushavyagraha
जगत्यां पुरुषव्याघ्रः
Aste Virasane Ratah
आस्ते वीरासने रतः।
Janendro Nirjanam Prapya
जनेन्द्रो निर्जनं प्राप्य
Dhin Me Janma Sajivitam.
जिन्मे जन्म सजीवितम्।
So he finally saw Rama. And how is he sitting? Janedraha. He is Indra of people. One who is the Lord of all the people. Janedraha Nirjanam. Ayyo, without any human beings around, without any people, without any staff, without any of his subjects people. Janedraha Nirjanam Prapya. And that too, how is he? Jagatyam means in the Jagat. In the Jagat means here, Jagat also is used for ground, Bhumi. Jagat is this, whatever we see here, Jagat, Bhumi. So Bhumi. Jagatyam Aste, one who is seated in, where Purushavyagraha Janedraha Nirjanam Jagatyam Virasane Aste. One who is sitting in Virasana. In some of the paintings, we'll see Rama in that Virasana. Virasana is also one of the asanas we will see. Anjaneyasana, Virasana. Virasana is where on one leg you bend the knee on the ground, and the other foot you will have the knee up, almost touching your or hitting your the thigh and the knee touching your trunk. That is Virasana. You will see a few paintings where he is sitting in Virasana with his bow in his hand and Sita next to him on a rock or on the ground itself. So here, at least we see that on the rock in those paintings that I have seen. But here, Bharata has seen Rama directly on the ground, no chair also, sitting on the ground in Virasana. Rataha, he is however happy, he is enjoying it. He is involved in that Virasana. He is not minding that he doesn't have a Simhasana. Because Bharata has seen Rama, used to seeing Rama sitting in a Simhasana, such Rama sitting on ground in Virasana, and such Rama who is always around with his friends, if nothing, his friends, otherwise some staff, otherwise some army, otherwise his people around, such Rama Nirjanam, no people around. And looking at all this, first exclamation that came for Bharata is Dhik. Dhik is like, if we say that nowadays they say it's wrong word. It's like shit, damn. Dhik me janma. What a damn birth. I mean, what life is mine? Sajivitam, I'm still alive. What birth is of mine? Being still alive, seeing Rama sitting on ground in Virasana like this. Ayyo, no, 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 is how his regretting exclamation is. Dhik me janma sajivitam. Why? Because Janeन्द्rah nirjanam purusha vyagraha virasane jagatyam rataha aste. And so he's saying, matkrite vyasanam praptaha.
Matkrute Vesanam Praptaha.
Lokanatho mahadyutihi.
Lokanatho Mahadyutihi.
Sarvan kaman parityajya.
Sarvan Kaman Parityajya.
Vane vasati raghavaha.
Vane Vasati Raghavaha.
Ayyo. Raghava is living in Vanam. Sarvan kaman parityajya. By giving away all, by giving away or by giving up. What do you call it? By leaving all his desires and wishes. Sarvan kaman. All his normal wishes of having a luxurious life. By giving away all, by giving up all of that, he is living in a forest. That Raghava, who is Mahadyutihi, who himself is an illumination, is a glow, and Lokanathaha, who is the Lord of all worlds, such he Vyasanam Praptaha, he has ended up in these troubles, Matkrite, for my sake. Oh no, how regretful should I be? How repentful should I be? For my sake, he has taken up all these pains of living in the forest, cutting woods every day, running out to get food, to pluck flowers, to build this and maintain this hut. See, hut cannot be maintained forever, right? I always say that. Why do we need all these concrete homes? And they become heated up. And then so you need AC inside. Why all this? Why not have a simple hut like we see in that Vizag, Godavari district villages? And there I see natural huts with the palm leaves. And inside it will be so cool, it seems. Then she immediately says, yeah, you can build one like that. But every season you will have to keep changing the roofs. Not 10 years like in America. Every season, once it rains, that will be gone. You'll have to replace it. Or before the rainy season, replace the roof again with the new set of leaves. So living in a such hut requires continuous maintenance. And the land also, you have to daily, or if not daily, very often, what do you call it? Laminate it with the dung, cow dung, so that it is soft and healthy. By what do you call, all the insects and other things won't come in. It is protected, or what do you call, disinfected by cow dung. You have to keep doing it, so it requires a lot of maintenance. All of these pains he has taken up because of me. Dhik me janma sajivitam. That's why he is regretting. Iti lokasamakrishtaha
Iti lokasamakrishtaha
padeshvadya prasadayan
padeshvadhyasya prasadayan
ramasya nipatishyami
ramasya nipatishami
sitaya lakshmanasya cha.
sitaya lakshmanasya.
So, iti lokasamakrishtaha, that Bharata who is afflicted by the pain of the, or by on behalf of the entire world, regretting and repenting for the Lord of the worlds, who has taken up this pain for me, unto that Rama, Ramasya, Sitayaha, Lakshmanasya cha padeshu prasadayan nipatishyami. I shall fall at the feet of Rama, Lakshmana and Sita representing all the world's pain, or representing the repentance on behalf of all the worlds. I shall fall at the feet of these three. Prasadayan, seeking their goodwill. I mean, I want their blessing. I want them to say, no, no, Bharata, don't worry. I will please you. I'm not pained by you. I'm not hurt by you. So, Prasadayan Ramasya Sitayaha Lakshmanasya cha Padeshu Adya Nipatishyami. So did he announce to Shatrughna and others behind him. Evam Savilapans Tasmin
एवं सविलपं तस्मिन्
Vane Dasharathatmajaha
वने दशरथात्मजः
Dadarsha Mahatim Punyam
ददर्श महतीं पुण्यां
Parnashalam Manoramam.
पर्णशालां मनोरमाम्.
So here onwards, actually several shlokas together is one big paragraph, but we can read shloka by shloka. Evam, thus, saha, Bharataha, vilapan, crying, lamenting, as I said in regular English. Tasmin vane, in that forest, Dasharathatmajaha, Bharataha, Mahatim punyam manoramam parnashalam dadarsha. Thus, he has seen and he has shown it to, shown the Parnashala, which is Manoramam, which is so pleasing to the heart, to the mind, so happy, soothing, Punyam, very auspicious, noble, divine, Mahatim, great, that Parnashala, which is a small hut, but is looking divine, looking so soothing and pleasing. He finally saw that Parnashala and showed it to everyone. And that Parnashala and the ashrama, which is having a lot more details. Salatala Shvakarnanam
सालतालाश्वकर्णानां
Parnair Bahubhirabritam
पर्णैः बहुभिरावृतां
Vishalam Mrudubhistirnam
विशालां मृदुभिस्तीर्णां
Kushair Vedimivadhvare.
उषैर्वेदिमिवाध्वरे.
So that Parnashala, built by what Parnas? Parna is leaf. So by what leaves? Sala, Tala, Ashvakarna. These are the three trees from where they have the Parnashala is built by the leaves from these trees of Sala. Sala is the tall one. Tadichettu. Even as I said in that Vizag and Srikakulam, those areas, the huts, even in Vijayawada also, I think, Krishna district also I saw, the huts will have those palm, the tala tree leaves, because they'll be long and it will be like a fan of leaves, like this fan of leaves. So it is easy to spread out and we'll get a better area of coverage on the roof. So Sala, Tala, Ashvakarna, various such leaves from various trees, Parnaihi Bahubhihi Avrutam, covered, so that means thoroughly by several layers of these leaves. Vishalam, also very wide, broad, spacious. Mrudubhihi Tirnam, with softer leaves, so that if it is dry, it will make a lot of sounds. These are softer ones. Mrudubhistirnam Kushaihi Vedim Iva Adhvare. Like in Adhvara. Adhvara is Yajna. Adhvaryuhu, that's why they say, right? One who is the presiding officer of the Yajna is Adhvaryuhu. Adhvara is Yajna. Like in Adhvara, Vedi. Just like the Vedi just like the dais stage of a Yajna, he is seeing that Uttaja here, which is filled with all these the leaves, like that of a Vedi or in a Adhvara. Shakrayudhanikashaischa
Shakrayudhanikascha
Karmukair Bharasadhanaihi.
Karmukair Bharasadhanaihi.
Rukma Prashtair Mahasaraihi.
Rukma Pushtair Mahasaraihi.
Shobhitam Shatrubadhakaihi.
Shopitam Shatrubadakaihi.
Arka Rashmi Pratikashaihi.
Arka Rashmi Pratikashaihi.
Ghoraistuni Gataihi Sharaihi.
Gorai Suni Gatai Sharaihi.
Shobhitam Deepta Vadanaihi.
Shobitam Deepta Vadanaihi.
Sarpair Bhogavati Miva.
Sarpair Bhogavati Miva.
So then, now that he has come very closer to the Parnashala, he's seeing a lot more furniture there, or lot more items there. First item that he saw is Shakrayudhanika Shaihi Karmukaihi. Karmuka is bow. Karmukaihi, arranged with or set up by Karmukas. There is at least 2 bows or more. What kind of the bows? Shakrayudha Nikashaihi. Like Shakra. Shakra is Indra. Indra's Ayudha, which is Vajrasana, Vajrayudha. Like the Vajrayudha, which is one of the most powerful weapons in the world. Similarly, this is also Nikashaihi, glowing like, looking like, so powerful bows here and there. Karmukaihi Bharasadhanaihi, which can, one is there, it is heavy, Bhara. Bharasadhana, it is a tool, it is the device or that weapon, Karmuka, is very heavy, big, and it can't be held by ordinary people. Right? It is Rama's Kodanda is a very powerful weapon. So it can't be held by anybody easily. Only Rama can hold it. So Bharasadhanaihi Shakrayudhanikashaischa Karmukaihi Rukma Prushtaihi. Rukma Prushtam is gold. Rukma is gold. Gold Prushta, gold back. That means gold plated on the outside. Inside, it will be regular one. So the outside shape is gold plated. Rukma Prushtaihi Mahasaraihi, with showing the best flexibility and the strength of it. Shobhitam Shatru Badhakaihi. So one part is the Karmuka. Then the second part is the Shatru Badhakaihi, which the ones which will be hurting or which will be afflicting the enemies, which will be killing the enemies. Such weapons, which are Arka Rashmi Pratikashaihi. Arka is sun. Rashmi is his sun rays. Pratikasha, looking like sun rays. How many sun rays will be there? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Infinite. Similarly, Arkarashmi Pratikashaihi Ghoraihi Tuni Gataihi Sharaihi. Tuni is the quiver, the store case for the bows, for the arrows. Sharaihi Gata, Tuni Gataihi Sharaihi, of by arrows which are filled, stored in this tuni, which are seeming like sun rays. So that means such sharp and several of them, in a way infinite, which means several arrows filled in these quivers, which are Shatru Badhaka, which will be, if that is released, it is going to kill the Shatru, no doubt. Such arrows, bows, Shobhitam Deepta Vadanihi, that place glowing with these, or showing the power of the bows and several of these arrows. Sarpaihi Bhogavatim Iva, just as the just as a Shivalinga, for example, is when it is around with the sarpas, it is both scare and also precious, scary and precious. Similarly, this land or this ashrama with these bows and arrows seems so well protected, and anybody coming there will be cautious. Oh my God, this is like a very secured place. We have to be careful here. We just can't trespass. So such a secured place. Maharaja Tavasobhyam.
Maharaj Tava Sobhyam.
Let me pronounce it in a better way. Maharajata Vasobhyam. Maharajata Vasobhyam.
Maharajat Vasobhyam.
Asibhyam cha virajitam.
Asibhyam cha virajitam.
Rukma bindu vichitrabhyam.
Rukma bindu vichitrabhyam.
Charmabhyam chapi shobhitam.
Charmabhyam chapi shobhitam.
So he found bows, then he found several quivers with several arrows, and now Maharajata Vasobhyam. Vasa is cloth, or cloth is what essentially it's a cover. It's going to cover our body. So Vasa is a cover. Cover here is Maharajata. Rajata is silver. Very pure silver covers. Covers for what? Asibhyam. Asi is sword. So, what is it called in English? In this English translation here, they said scabbard or scaffold. Scaffold essentially is that the cover in which you slide the sword. Right? What is it here in American English? They may not know because Americans have never used such words or their covers, cases. Let's call it case. A sword case. But case is a hard one. Here it is vasa with a cloth or a leather covered around with cloth and all. So Maharajata Vasobhyam Asibhyam cha virajitam. That place which is also decorated with several of these swords slid inside their cases. And they also found more things. Rukma bindu vichitra bhyam charma bhyam cha api shobhitam. Well decorated, glowing place with bows, arrows, swords in their cases. Now, vichitra bhyam charma bhyam. Charma is a shield or the, what do you call? Kavacham. Kavacham is what? Armor. With the armors which are well decorated with Rukma Bindu, gold spots or gold spots here and there, like dots, some lines like that. And I hate these nowadays movies when they make, when they imitate the West, where they think old is poor, current is rich. Right? With that mindset, they keep their armors and all are of leathers, black dresses, dusty clothes. Nowadays, they make our kings, our period movies also where the dresses are like these leather ones. Hey, here it is very clearly saying Rukma Bindu Vichitrabhyam, well decorated, beautifully decorated with gold platings and gold points, gold what do you call, gold badges on that armors. So our kings and all have been invariably gold, gold Kiritam, gold Keyura, gold Angada, gold armor, gold bangles, gold everywhere. That is our richness of our past. Stupid new directors are trying to imitate West and make our movies also like the West as if they are poor fellows. No. So Rukma Bindu Vichitrabhyam Charmabhyam Api Shobhitam. What else did they find? गोधाङ्गुलित्रैरासक्तैः
गुदाङ्गुलित्रैः
गोधाङ्गुलित्रैरासक्तैः
रासत्रैः
आसक्तैः
आसत्रैः
आसक्तैः
आसक्तैः
चित्रैः काञ्चनभूषितैः
चित्रैः काञ्चनभूषितैः
हरिसङ्घैरनाधृष्याम्
हरिसङ्घैरनादृश्याम्
मृगैः सिंहगुहामिव
मृगैः सिंहगृहामिव
गुहामिव
गुहामिव
Graham Guham. Yes, Guha is cave, which is also a Gruha for lions. So Simha Guham Iva. This whole place is now seeming like Simha Guha, like the cave of a lion or the den of a lion, which is typically Murgaihi Anadrishyam, by such a lion's den, which is feared, anadrishyam, which can't be even looked at, which can't be even tolerated by mrugas, by other animals, especially deers and or other animals. Similarly, this Chitrakuta is seeming with all these bows, arrows, swords, armors, and Godhangulitraihi, Godha Anguli, Angulitra, to protect the fingers. Especially when you release that bows, it will have all those things, what do you call that, feathers. Those feathers will be hurting your fingers when you leave every time, especially on the left one, when it slides like this on the left thumb and this finger, it will be hurting a lot. And so they will put Angulitra, glove, made of Godha. Godha is we discussed this in the Balakanda itself. Godhanguli is a Godhangulitra. Tra is protect. To protect Anguli, the fingers, made by Godha. Godha is a lizard, a wild lizard, whose skin is very, very thick, like crocodile, very thick, hard skin. So that with that, when you make the glove, it'll hurt your fingers less. It'll protect your fingers. And in Mahabharata also we will see when, especially in the Virata Parva, when Arjuna tries to protect his hands, it seems Arjuna's hands, these limbs, these forearms, will be so many, what do you call these cuts, dried cuts, let's call it. That means there's a cut, in a few days it will dry, so there will be scars of stitches kind of a thing, right? Such several of them, because he keeps practicing every day releasing the archery. He keeps practicing every day, that his arms are so rough, it seems. And Draupadi sees that hand and she pities herself. Ayyo, Arjuna, how much you practice to take care of us. And such you seeing here like a woman teacher, like covering it up, because he will have to look like a soft person, not like a warrior. And anybody sees his hand, they will think, oh my God, he's not an ordinary dancer, he's a warrior. Right? So to protect himself, he'll try to cover with that drape as Uttariyam, so that people don't see the hardness of his hand. Similarly, sorry, we jumped into Mahabharatam, but Godanguli. So there also, that's why they wear a protection glove on their forearms also, so that when they release that arrows, at least their forearms are protected from more injuries, more cuts, so that their focus is on actual war. Godhangalitraihi asaktaihi. So several such gloves hung here and there. Asaktaihi kanchana bhushitaihi. Again, see I'm trying to emphasize this again and again. I hate these modern directors who make these dirty, cheap settings. Even Godangulis, even these gloves are kanchana bhushitaihi. They are gold-plated gloves. As I said, we are richest civilization, richest people. Our kings, everything is gold, gold, gold everywhere. Hiranyavarnam, Harinim, Suvarna Rajatasrajam. That is our goddess, that is our wish, that is our achievement also. Gold everywhere, gold filled. So glove is also gold filled. Kanchana bhushataihi. Rukma bindu vichitrabhyam charmabhyam. And Rukma, what was that? Rukma prashtaihi mahasaraihi. The arrows also had gold plated piercing covers. So gold everywhere. And such with all these things set up everywhere around, how does it look? It looks Arisangaihi anadrishyam. Ari is enemy or infiltrators or opponents. Arisangaihi by enemy groups, for enemy groups, anadrishyam, unthinkable, unfathomable to even enter this place. Just as Simha Guham Mrugaihi Iva, just as a lion's den cannot be dared to be even looked at or gone nearby deers and all, so also this Chitrakuta Panchavata Parnashala is seeming unapproachable by any of the enemies with all these things set up everywhere. Now, Prag Udak Pravanam Vedim
Prap Udak Pravanam Vedim
Vishalam Deepta Pavakam
Vishalam Dipta Pavakam
Dadarsha Bharatastatra
Dardarsha Bharata Tatra
Punyam Ramaniveshani.
Punyam Ramaniveshane.
So, in the Punyam Ramaniveshani, in the residence of Rama, Punyam Vishalam Deepta Pavakam Prag Udak Pravanam Vedim Dadarsha. See, that's why Samaved Shamuk Sharma and our other Pravachanakartas, they say Ramayanam should be studied for research of the civilization, of the living styles, of the Jyotish Shastra, of the Vastu Shastra, etc. So Prag Udak Pravanam. Pravanam is flowing towards, or that means slopey. I mean, if it has to flow, that means it has to be slopey. Slopey towards Prag for Udak. Udak Pravanam, for water to flow. In which direction? Prag. Prag is northeast. So, even today, if you see in Vastu Shastra, I remember for my home also in Yapral, they say on the northeast, it should be open and flowing down. It should be a little slopey down. Water, huh? Yeah, really? So, Vastu Shastra says that, and even today, our builders try to follow that. Northeast, we try to leave a little open and a little slopey down. So, Prag Udak Pravanam Vedim, because in the northeast, on the east and northeast, Ishanya Bhage, Ishana will be there. God will be there. God should be there. And so, when God is there, you try to do Abhishekam for that. You try to, let's say, do Homa, etc. And after Homa, you clean by washing. So when you do all of this, water has to flow in that direction. It should not come back into the house. That means water should flow down. It's a very natural, simple, logical rule that northeast should be sloping down and open. Open because we respect, when we welcome God there. And when he comes there, we try to serve him with all the services of water. And after finishing all other services, we also have to wash it every day with water. And so water has to flow out. That means it has to naturally flow out, sloping down into northeast. So Pragudak Pravanam Vedim, the stage or open land there. Vishalam, very wide. Deepta Pavakam, glowing with fire and other lights there. Bharataha Punyam Ramaniveshane Dadarsha Tatra. He saw that. Nirikshasa Muhurtam tu
Nirikshasa muhurtam tu
Dadarsha Bharato Gurum
dadasya bharato gurum
Utaje Ramamasinam
utaje Ramamasinam
Jata Mandaladharinam.
jata mandaladarinam.
So finally, Gurum is the word Valmiki used. Bharata saw his Guru, who is Rama, Dadarsha. Bharataha tu muhurtam saha. Saha Bharataha tu muhurtam nirikshya Gurum Ramam Jatamandaladharinam Utaje Asinam Dadarsha. He finally saw his Rama, who is his Guru, who is Jata Mandala Dharinam, who is wearing Jata Mandala, locks, several circles of matlock of hair on the crown of his head, and so looking like a Guru. Asinam, who is seated, Utaje, on that Vedi, on that Utaja, outside of the house. Muhurtam Nirikshya, for a moment, he saw Rama like his Guru, and seeing him, Tamtu Krishna Jinadharam
Tantu Krishna Jinadaram
Chira Valkalavasasam
Chira Valkalavasasam
Dadarsharamam
Dadarsha Rama Asinam
Asinam
Dadarsha Rama Asinam
Ramam Asinam
Dadarsha Ramam Asinam
Abhitah Pavakopamam
Avita Pava Kopamam
Pavaka Upamam Pavakopamam
Kopam. Yeah. Pava Kopamam
Simhaskandham Mahabahum
Simmaskandam Mahabahum
Pundarika Nibhekshanam
Pundarika Niveshanam
Prithivya Sagarantayah
Prativya Sagarantayah
Bhartaram Dharmacharinam
Bhartaram Dharmacharinam
Upavishtam Mahabahum
Upavishtam Mahabahum
Brahmanamiva Shashvatam
Brahmanimiva Shashvatam
Sthandile Darsha Samstirne
Tandile Darsha Sanstirne
Sitaya Lakshmanena cha.
Sitaya Lakshmanena cha.
So that Rama, who is seated on the Totaja, also Tamtu Krishna Jinadharam, he was wearing dark deer's skin. Ajina is the skin of a deer. Krishna Jina is dark. There are two deers, right? One is light deer, one is a dark deer, dark skinned deer. So Krishna Ajina Dharam, Chira Valkalavasasam. So that will be his top, his trunk, vest. That will be his vest. And at the bottom is Chira Valkalavasasam. His dhoti will be Chira Valkala, a long drape, which is Valkala, made of Valkala, which is the bark wood. So it is very rough wood-based cloth. Such Rama, Abhitaha Asinam, sat with glowing around with Pavaka Upamam, glowing like fire. That Rama was glowing like fire, meaning with no worry, with no fear, is glowing like a hero. And so, how is that hero? Simhaskandham, with shoulders like Simha. Simha's shoulders will be very wide, broad, wide shoulders and broad shoulders. Simhaskandham Mahabahum, long and strong arms. Pundarika Nivekshanam, Ikshanam, Iksha is eyes. Nibha, like Pundarika, Pundarika is lotus. Like lotus petals, wide eyes like lotus petals. Rajiva Lochana. Prithivyaha Sagarantayaha Bhartaram, of the Bharta. Now see, now what will you call? If you call him husband, Bharta means husband. He is husband of Prithivyaha Sagarantayaha, of the earth, which is ending in rivers. That means of the entire land mass, which is surrounded by water bodies. He is the Bharta. Prithivyaha Sagarantayaha Bhartaram. Why is he Bharta then? Because Dharmacharinam. Because he walks Dharma. He is the walking Dharma. And he walks Dharma. So Dharmacharinam, and hence Prithivyaha Sagarantayaha Bhartaram Dadarsha. How is he? Upavishtam, he is seated. Mahabahum, again Mahabahu, strong, mighty armed. Brahmanam iva shashvatam, like the Brahma who is forever, the creator. So also this Rama, who is wherever he is, doesn't matter. He is the hero. Such Rama. Sthandile darbha samstirne, on that ground which is covered as a cushion with darbhas. Darbha is grasses, those special soft long grasses which are typically dried and put together to make a cushioned seating. Darbha samstirne Sitaya Lakshmanena cha, along with Sita and Lakshmana. So now Bharata and so Valmiki gave us a portrait, a painting for us to remember. Rama sitting in Virasana with Lakshmana and Sita on the Darbha Samstirna, on the Vedi Utaja, which is, then this is the close-up, and from here if you start zooming out, then you should see that ashrama with Parnakuti, made of Sala, Tala, Ashwakirana leaves, and Karmukas hung here and there, other clothes hung here and there as identification marks, with several quivers hung on trees, with filled with sun rays, kind of glowing arrows, with swords in their cases around, with kavachas hanging, with gold-plated kavachas hanging here and there, and several gloves with gold-plated gloves hanging here and there. With so much of this view, if we can get that painting in our mind, we have a great day for our meditation and divine fulfilled day. Let's stop here at the 28th shloka. We will continue from 29th shloka. Lavanya ji, Shanti Mantra.
Yes, Babaji. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dhanyavadah, Babaji.
धन्यवाद भोगा महोदय.
Great. Yes. Dhanyavada to you all also.
Dhanyawada Bhogaji.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Yes.
Yes.
We got a great view painting for our meditation today.
Yes, Bhogaji.
Sushachava Siddhanachava.